The Hyundai i40 Saloon goes up against some of the giants in the saloon market, the Ford Mondeo and Vauxhall Insignia to name but two. The i40, along with for instance the Peugeot 508, is set to change the current state of the saloon sector, but will any of them pip the Mondeo for the top spot? Now, with the car's sloping front end, these rather space-age headlamps, which have also got LED day running lights, rather big windscreen that also merges into the panoramic sunroof, it does look great. And that's a good thing, because there's a lot of cars in this category and some of them are a little bit dull. So this vehicle certainly sets itself apart, which is great for the i40. But does that continue on the inside of the vehicle? Well, follow me. Once inside the cabin, it feels fairly plush. There's multiple ways to adjust your driving position, so you might find yourself spending a fair amount of time tweaking every aspect until you're comfortable. So, my test car is a premium SE 1.7 i40, and I must say how impressed I am with the amount of gear that's in this car. It's absolutely fully loaded, which is real. So storage wise, there's a nice big compartment here, which we've also got a little shelf, and it's very deep, so that's all good. We've got two very fair sized cup holders with a lovely little thing, and you know how much cup holders wind me right up. So this is very good. So we can have two cup holders, or if you've got oversized cups, just remove that and problem sorted. So all very good. Got some more storage here, and that also reveals our 12-volt adapter and our iPod and auxiliary inputs here. Moving on, we've got our glove box, which is a fair old size. And that brings me on to equipment that's in here. So we've got an auto hold option, which is your automatic parking brake, which is great. It's very premium, very good. Our parking brake there, let's make sure that doesn't come off. That would be disastrous. As I say, we've got the automatic gearbox in this. Now this, heated seats, but not just heated seats, cooled seats. Cooled seats, oh, so good. Brilliant. I'd buy this car just for the cooled seats. And that moves us up to here, all our climate control options on the dashboard. Again, very simple to navigate your way through this. You shouldn't have any problems in getting used to it. All the buttons are nice and big, and they do feel quite well built too. Again, all our media options here, and a nice big screen with a high resolution on the dashboard. So we've got satellite navigation, radio, CD player, and of course the iPod connectivity, as I've also mentioned. Now that brings me onto the steering wheel. We've got cruise control, we've got lane departure warnings, we've got our Bluetooth for our phone prep, and again some more audio options here. Now I've also got flappy paddles on the wheel, which I like. And all of this is topped off with a rather special button hidden just behind the wheel, which is for your heated steering wheel. Perfect for those winter months. I must say, I do like this. So, very practical, very luxurious up front. Let me show you what it's like in the back. In the appeal category, we give the Hyundai i40 Saloon 4 out of the 5 available stars. Now, I cannot stress how impressed I am with the back of the i40. For instance, you know how tall I am. I'm just over 6 foot. The driver's seat is set up for me. I'm in the back. Look how much legroom I've got. This is absolutely incredible. If I'm being picky, there could potentially be a little bit more headroom, but that's down to the sloping roofline of the car. But I am not complaining whatsoever, because there is so much space in the back of here, it is almost unreal. There's seat in the centre, there's virtually no transmission tunnel, so we should get 3 people in the back of here comfortably. We've got magazine racks on the back of the seats, we've got a 12-volt adapter, we've got this trim which just makes me feel as though I'm in some sort of Japanese spa. I love it. And on the theme of spas, I've even got a heated seat in the back, which will just aid in me nodding off on those long trips down south. Of course, on those long trips down south, a cup of coffee or a can of Red Bull, or whatever your drink of choice may be out on the road. So this is absolutely grand. I think it's that good that I might even sit in the back seat on the way back to the office and let Danielle, the camera operator, drive me there. Chauffeur! The boot itself, the mechanics of it just don't seem to be as they would be in a German car. It just seems a little bit cheap. But having said all of this, I would be more than willing to sacrifice a rather cheap feeling boot lid for all the kit that's in this car. So I'm not being overly critical. I'm just saying that, you know, in a Mercedes, although it would cost more, the boot wouldn't be as cheap as this. But nevertheless, there's 524 litres of storage space in here, which is good. It's more than what the Vauxhall Insignia or Kia Optima have to offer, so it's all good. Let's take it out on the road. For practicality, the Hyundai i40 Saloon received 3 out of the 5 available stars. With petrol and diesel outputs available, the most popular option is sure to be the 134 brake horsepower 1.7 litre diesel engine, which we're testing with a 6-speed automatic gearbox. Even producing that fair amount of power, the i40 still takes 10.3 seconds to reach 62 miles an hour, which is something to think about when overtaking slower traffic. We award the Hyundai i40 3 out of the 5 available stars for performance. You can have a little bit of fun if you want to drive the car enthusiastically, and it certainly handles well into the corners. The steering is nice and light but precise. It does feel very good to drive, and if you are feeling a little bit crazy, you can push this button here that says Sport, and it just makes things a little bit more fun. Now, the rear window of the i40 is unusually small, and that can make reversing challenging. That's not so much of a problem because in this particular car we've got a reverse parking camera. For riding handling, we give the i40 3.5 out of the 5 stars. Entry level prices start at the £18,500 mark, which comes with a fair amount of kit. Paying a little bit more would get you a higher spec and would serve you better when it came to the reselling. There's a whole host of airbags in this car. It's a very safe vehicle. It's got a 5-star Euro NCAP safety rating, which is good. It's also got a 5-year unlimited mileage warranty from Hyundai, which is mega. It's really, really good. It's got some great credentials, this vehicle. Averaging 60 miles per gallon and emitting a maximum of 134 grams per kilometre of CO2, the i40 is economical. For this, we give its ownership category 4 stars. Not quite making the Ford Mondeo quiver in its wheel trims, but the Hyundai have made a fine saloon in the i40. It's certainly on par, and if not better in some respects, to its closest rivals in the Kia Optima and Vauxhall Insignia. Overall, we give the Hyundai i40 Saloon 3.5 out of the 5 available stars. If you've got any thoughts on this car, then leave them in the comments box below. Alternatively, follow me on Twitter or subscribe to our YouTube channel.